Clayton Dietz was charged with homicide after court records claim he shot his father, 42-year-old Douglas Dietz. Wow, this just happened. This is new. This is new, right? Who sent this one to me? This is just happened. Yes, thank you, Wonder Woman. Yeah, and I'm going to make you a mod. I'm actually going to I'm going to put you in as a mod as well. Then after that, we'll get into the Spencer case. But let's take a look at this right here. Clayton Dietz. Let's see if I can find a good video that we can all look at. So Clayton Dietz is accused.
Police are releasing new details about the victims
murdering his own father. Let's see. You know, one thing I can never get over is people who do this to their own kids or parents. That part, I can never get over that. And those people have a hard time in jail. I mean, they deserve it, but especially when you do something to your mom, they have the hardest time in jail. I see those people actually get worse punishment than the child predators sometimes, because a lot of times there'll be an inmate in jail wishing they were with their mom, wishing they were outside with their mother. And especially for the ones that are sitting inside of prison or jail and their mom passed away and they didn't get a chance to be out there or tell them they love them. And then you walk in and you just unalived your mom. All right, let's see what we got going on here. See if I can find a good video of this. Yeah. Yeah, this just happened. I don't see a lot of big news on this though. Why is that? Why isn't there a lot of big news on this one?
Happened in Perry County. That's where state troopers say a little boy shot his adoptive father on his 11th birthday.
Father.
So thanks for being with us here tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm Candace Scalise. Lily Sexton is joining us live in Duncannon right now, talking about some newly released court documents she got her hands on. And Lily, this is really giving us a better idea of what exactly happened inside this home yesterday morning. What'd you find out?
The family was in this home celebrating their son's 11th birthday. That's when court documents say their son found a gun and shot his adopted father. This happened Tuesday around 3 a.m. When state police arrived, the young boy named Clayton Dietz had a bloody lip and injuries around his eye. Court documents do not explain how he was hurt. The documents do say, however, that Clayton was looking for his Nintendo Switch, which was taken away from him when he found the revolver in a safe inside the home. Troopers say that he then took the gun and shot his father in bed next to his mother. 42-year-old Douglas Dietz was found dead. In the interview room, his wife said she woke up to the sound of a gunshot. Then her son confessed to her, saying, quote, "I killed my dad. I hate myself," end quote. Before the shooting, she told troopers that they put their son to bed while singing happy birthday to him. Neighbors who knew the family say this violence was very out of character for the young boy.
I knew him personally. Like I said yesterday, the child used to come over and ask me if he could help me and stuff like that. Always well-mannered, yes sir, no sir, you know. It confuses me that something this little of a thing caused him to do this. I don't think he even had time to react to what he was doing.
Clayton Dietz is now facing homicide charges. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for January 22nd. We'll continue to update you on this developing story, but for now, we're live in Duncannon. Lily Sexton, CBS 21 News.
All right, so let me make sure I got this right. Hold on. So the kid was only 11 years old. 11 years old. What state is this? This was Pennsylvania. This is the state of Pennsylvania. He's 11. So you're saying PA laws that he is automatically tried as an adult. Do you guys agree with that? 11-year-old. And he's going to be tried as an adult. That means he goes to adult prison. Any child after 10. You got to be kidding me. Any child after 10? Wow. That is, please like the live. This is a very good topic, a very good discussion right here, actually. Because you're going to have some people that feel one way, and then you're going to have some people that feel another way. This 11-year-old boy killed his adoptive dad while he was sleeping. Over a Nintendo Switch that was taken away. And then again, he found the gun. He found the gun, the revolver, right? That's what she said. He found the revolver. So why was the revolver not like have a trigger lock, some sort of a safe, something? This kid's life. He also may have autism. Get out of here. No. Seriously? Hold on. See if I can find something else. He may have autism.
This 11.
Hold on. We're going to look at this video too. So it wasn't a safe. All right.
11-year-old with autism is being charged as an adult in taking the life of his father. On January 13, 2026, at around 3:20 a.m., police in Perry County, Pennsylvania responded to a call. The report was an unresponsive male at a home on South Market Street. Inside, they found 42-year-old Douglas Dietz dead from GSW. The suspect, 11-year-old Clayton Dietz, the adopted son of the suspect and his wife. This all happened on Clayton's 11th birthday after his parents had sang happy birthday to him and went to bed. At bedtime, Clayton had his Nintendo Switch taken away as well. Reportedly, Clayton was looking for his Nintendo Switch when he found the key to his dad's safe. That's where he got the instrument that he used. His mother, Jillian, was asleep in the room next to the victim. Reportedly, she woke up to the sound and turned the light on to find the scene. She then reportedly heard Clayton from his room telling her what he had done. Clayton Dietz is being held without bail at Perry County Prison. I'm curious to know what everyone's thoughts are on this case. This 11-year-old with autism is being charged as an adult.
Oh man. This is a really tough one. Crazy Beautiful says depends on the state. No law at all for 6-year-old. Tammy says it's an adult crime, which it is. But I can't see him with that is the part. Can't see him with the adult population. See, that is the issue. Because I'm thinking about I've been there before. And I can't picture somebody that young being in there. Especially without somebody taking advantage of them. This kid's going to be, all right, so it's supposed to be the Department of Corrections, which means you're supposed to go to get corrected, right? But if this kid goes in there, let's say 12, 13 years old, and he's in there with adults, is he really going to be corrected or is he going to be corrupted? and corrupted for the worse. And he has autism? Oh man. Wonder Woman says, don't agree. At 11, especially, a boy's brain doesn't fully mature until he's 20s based on science. You're right. You're totally right. When I went in and turned myself in, it's funny, that's what the judge told me too. He said, seems like you didn't get mature until you were about 26, 27 years old. And he says it makes sense. That's when us males mature. So you're right. That it makes sense. Yeah, 11 years old. That one really has got me thinking. I'm actually going to do a thanks for showing me this case. And this just happened. I'm gonna do an actual video on this and deep dive in this because this is a great conversation because I don't know how I feel about that one. He's not old enough. I don't think he's old enough to go to an adult prison. Now, is he old enough to get in trouble for what he did? Yeah, he is. He should get in trouble for what he did. Every kid's going to get in trouble, right? But to go to an adult prison at his age, I don't see nothing good coming out of that at all. And I don't even want to tell you guys what he's going to go through. Love said, I remember a girl was charged for M and she was 14. She was put into a girl's home until she turned 18. Now, that circumstance I've heard of a lot. I've heard of that a lot, where they get tried and then they go to a juvenile or something like that. And then 18, they send them to a regular prison. I have heard that. Justice Talks with Julia. Hey, Julia, make sure you guys go follow her on TikTok. She is my right hand person when it comes to investigating and researching topics. I get a me and her will be texting back and forth almost all the time, all day long, researching things. All right, so TC says he should not be sent to prison, in my humble opinion. He should be sent to a boys' home. Man, Rona, he will be in for a life of charges as an adult. Yeah, there's no correcting him. There's no rehabilitation when you're that young going into a yeah, I saw. I didn't see a lot of um. Is this in a small town? This got to be a small town, right? Is that why? Because it's a small town. I don't think any big news media is covering this. I'm on YouTube right now, trying, and I don't see any big. Nobody. Yeah, nobody. Should be in a mental health facility due to trauma. I believe. Yeah, he should be in a mental health. He should be getting help. She said, VA, I know what you mean. I got you. I know what you mean. You drinking tequila over there or something? Is that what's going on, girl? With autism, can't really that part. The whole autism part. He's already got a mental issue. Where's the real parents? Actually, did I miss that? Where's the real parents? I know that was the adoptive dad. Where's the real parents at though? What happened? Why is he adopted? I'm interested to know the background of that. You cannot even drink at 18, yet they want to have ridiculous laws such as these. You have a point. You got a point. You can sign your kid up for the army at 16 as long as they graduate school. So you got a point. His lawyer can be petitioned to be charged as a juvenile. But his lawyer is going to be a public defender, most likely. So will the lawyer really try and help this kid? Or is he just going to try and swoop the case off his desk to get to the 130th case that day? Small town. You went to the rabbit holes. Yes, you did go to the rabbit holes to find this. Since these video games such as GTA, there is a desensitization going on and no laws. Karen says he should get probation with a lot of therapy. Only problem is, Karen, where is he going to serve the probation at? His dad's not here. Was there a stepmom involved or a mother or no? Hold on. Do you really think he stood? No, he didn't understand. No, he didn't understand the consequences of his actions. He's only 11 years old, first of all, and he's got autism. I mean, kids can't control their anger. Think about it. They get angry. Kids can't control their anger. You gotta grow. You grow and learn how to control it. Tear Talk is the only one coming. Yeah, actually, it's funny you said that because I'm looking at a video right now of Tear Talk talking about this. Crazy Beautiful finally got it all together. She finally got it all together. Let's see if I can read it now. Sorry, VA didn't have a law to charge a 6-year-old that pow the teacher. Age depends on state for kid charges. I think the boy will be sent to juvie until 18 for his crime. I'm gonna look. I want to see if actually. Hold on. Let me see if there's anything
In
about
January
him
of
being
2026
adopted. Let me see real quick. So he actually has the name of his adopted parents. Dietz is the name of his adopted parents. Jillian is the mom, not the real mom, the adoptive mom. I wonder how the adoptive mom feels. How does she feel? Yeah, they're not saying exactly like why they adopted him, but he was adopted in 2018. I'm gonna have to really go down a rabbit hole on this one. I gotta spend some time on this one to see what I can find. Because I'm really interested now to see why he was adopted, who was his adopted parents. I'm interested to see all that stuff now. Also, I like to see what the adoptive mom, Julian, is saying. Or Jillian. Her name is Jillian, I believe it's pronounced. How does she feel? How does the adoptive mom feel? Can you imagine that? How do you think she feels? And somebody made a comment earlier that probation for him. What if they did offer him probation, but the term was he had to go back home to be with his adoptive mom? Oh man. That's crazy. So the mom may be his birth mom. Let me see. The comment right here says, "Wasn't he adopted by the stepdad? So the mom may be the birth mom." Let me see this. Let me reread this again just to make sure. Let me reread this. Um. So no. So Jillian Dietz told reporters she and Douglas Dietz had adopted Clayton in 2019. So she's saying that they both adopted him in 2019. That's what she told the police. Yeah, so he was adopted by both of them. So I'm guessing she's not the biological mother then. See if I can find something else real quick. Trying to go down another website that I know about just to see if they give me a little more information on this. Yeah, this is a very good one. This is very thought provoking. It really is. It really is. I would love to want to know what Jillian Dietz, I hope I'm saying her name right, feels like. What does she think? I would love to know what she thinks. Because out of anybody, you would think she would probably be the one like, I adopted him and then he turns around and does this and now my husband's no longer here. Let's see here. See if I can find something real quick. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, and I can't find nothing on, like, I don't see not one news channel. This is ridiculous.
Hey, good evening. I'm Dennis Owen.
Prepare to present their case.
It just happened too. Let's see if this says anything. Let's see if this says anything. Please remember, like, subscribe. Thanks for joining in. We're taking a look at cases. People are actually throwing cases at, right now at me. And we're taking a look at them all together and we're pretty much deciding, what we think. And right now, if you just join in, we're talking about 11-year-old who unalived his father with the father's own gun. And the 11-year-old has autism. So if he was adopted in 2018, you saying that makes him about 2 years old. So pretty much he was a baby, a big baby when they adopted him. Let me see. Let's take a look at this real quick. See if this says anything.
Glad you're with us. Tonight, we begin with new information in the case of an 11-year-old Perry County boy accused of killing his father.
Police say the boy, Clayton Dietz, shot and killed his father, Douglas Dietz, inside their home on South Market Street in Duncannon. We have team coverage, and we begin with Sarah Wilson, who is live in Duncannon. Sarah?
Alicia, Dennis, good evening to you. Just hours before this all happened, the boy's mother posted on Facebook wishing her 11-year-old son happy birthday. Court documents show that the family celebrated around midnight, but around 3 a.m., tragedy would hit.
A child barely out of elementary school facing adult murder charges for killing his own father. But 9 days earlier, this same boy was celebrating his birthday with cake and presents, laughing with the parents who adopted him when he was just 3 years old, and no one in that house could have imagined how the night would end. The journey from that birthday celebration to this courtroom chair is a story of warning signs ignored, desperate pleas for help that went unanswered, and a single gunshot fired
So
in
these
the
one of
early
those
morning
AI
darkness
videos
that would shatter multiple.
I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to some of these AI videos, I can't do the AI videos. I need somebody real talking to me. I can't do the AI videos. Yeah, I saw that comment about the busted lip. That could be from the kickback from the weapon. That could be right. I've actually seen somebody fire a weapon, not knowing how to fire it, and it kicks them back in the face. And I remember them having a cut, busted nose, lip. I remember that because they shot it and didn't realize it and it kicked them back and it hit them back in the face. All right.
Hey, good evening. I'm Dennis Owen.
Found another one. Let's try this.
Alicia Richards, so glad you're with us. Tonight, we begin with new information in the case of an 11-year-old Perry County boy accused of killing his father.
Police say the boy, Clayton Dietz, shot and killed his father, Douglas
It
Dietz,
really all
inside
depends
their
on
home
how
on
the
South
boy
Market
was
Street in
holding
Duncannon. We
the
have
gun.
team
It really
coverage,
depends, to be
and we
honest
begin
with
with Sarah Wilson, who is live in Duncannon. Sarah?
I've seen it before.
Alicia, Dennis, good evening to you. Just hours before this all happened, the boy's mother posted on Facebook wishing her 11-year-old son happy birthday. Court documents show that the family celebrated around midnight, but around 3 a.m., tragedy would hit. Police say what began as a birthday celebration for 11-year-old Clayton Dietz ended hours later with his father, 42-year-old Douglas Dietz, dead, allegedly shot by the boy himself.
This is a very sad situation, and it's a situation that will take quite some time to work its way through the court system.
Clayton was charged with criminal homicide on his 11th birthday, just hours after celebrating with his parents at midnight. According to court documents, the shooting happened around 3 a.m. Tuesday. Clayton's mother, Jillian Dietz, told police that she and her husband Douglas had gone to bed. She woke up to a, quote, bang. That's when she turned on her bedroom lights and found Clayton standing in the closet. She told police that her son said, quote, he's dead. But there is plenty about this case we still do not know. No comment. Perry County District Attorney Clay Maris didn't fill in any of those blanks today. But according to court documents, Clayton's mom says he was upset when he was told to go to bed and had his Nintendo Switch taken away. He admitted to police that he got the key to the gun from his father's drawer. And that is when police say the boy told them that he went inside that safe looking for his Nintendo Switch and instead got the gun, took it out, and allegedly shot his father in the head.
When a juvenile is charged with murder, they automatically begin as charged as an adult.
Which is the case for Clayton right now, but that could change through what's called decertification.
And decertification is a filing where the defense tries to say the individual should be prosecuted in the juvenile justice system for a variety of reasons.
That's up to a judge, and whatever they decide will make a huge difference.
The big difference is that the adult court system, if someone is convicted of first-degree murder, they have a much longer sentence. Because this is a juvenile, the juvenile does not automatically get life without the possible parole. That law changed a number of years ago.
And again, that will be up to a judge. The attorney you just heard from is not Clayton's attorney, but he tells me that he has tried other cases like this in the past. He says it is possible more charges could be coming in a case like this. That does include the possibility of first-degree murder. We're live in Duncannon. Sarah Wilson, ABC 27 News.
Sarah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Eric.
I mean, what do you guys think? Oh. What do you guys think about this? That oh man, that's oh. How did he know how to load and cock the gun? Maybe the dad taught him. Maybe he was taught. I'm thinking. I don't know. Julia says she sent me the mom. Yes, I'm actually looking at your text right now. I'm looking at it right now. Julia sent me some updates, some paperwork on the Tepe case, Spencer and Tepe. So we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna show you what the update is on the Spencer Monique Tepe. We have some evidence now that he was there before he even did anything with them. He was already at the house. So I'm gonna tell you guys about that. So you think he was angry at the moment. He wasn't looking for the switch. I can't wrap my head around him having autism and him finding a key and knowing exactly what it belongs to. Here's the thing. They're not saying what level of autism he has, right? That's the thing. And they're not saying what level he has. Because, I mean, you can have autism but be high functional, right? Let's see what he says. Let's
An
see what,
11-year-old has been
take a look at
charged with
this one.
criminal homicide after he fatally shot his father while he was sleeping in bed. On January 13th, 2026, just after 3 o'clock in the morning, police were called to a home on South Market Street in Duncannon, Pennsylvania, where they found 42-year-old Douglas Dietz right here, dead from a GSW to the head in his bed. And it was ultimately discovered that his 11-year-old son, Clayton William Dietz, who had just celebrated his birthday a few hours prior, was the one responsible for this. According to investigators, when Clayton was interviewed by authorities, he said that he had fired at his father while he was sleeping because his Nintendo Switch had been taken away. He said that his father had taken the Nintendo Switch from him for misbehaving, and he started searching around the house for it. He said that he ended up finding the keys to his father's safe. He said he used the keys to open the safe thinking that the Switch would be in there, but instead he found a revolver. Clayton said that he ended up loading the firearm and walking into his parents' bedroom, where he fired at his father, who was sleeping. When officers arrived at the residence and asked what was going on, Clayton said, quote, "I shot somebody. I killed daddy." When authorities asked him what he thought was going to happen to him next, he said that he had no idea. He didn't think about what was going to happen after he did this. Now, Clayton had actually been adopted by Douglas and his wife Jillian back in 2018. Jillian told investigators that she heard a loud bang in the middle of the night, but she didn't know what it was. She thought it was a firework being set off outside, so she didn't think anything of it. She said that she started smelling smoke, and then she started hearing what sounded like water dripping, and when she turned the bedroom light on, that is when she saw that her husband had been fired at. Police determined that Douglas likely did not even know what had happened to him. There were no signs of a struggle. There was no evidence of outside involvement. He went to sleep and never got to wake up. Clayton has been charged with criminal homicide and is being held in jail without bail. Because of the charge that he's facing, he is currently being processed through the adult system. So even though he's only 11 years old, he is going to be charged as an adult. His public defender will be able to try and get his case switched to the juvenile courts, but that's only if the judge approves it. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think 11-year-olds should be charged?
Thank you. But I was saying, I actually feel bad for the kid. Like, I feel bad for the whole family. They adopted this kid, this little boy. They adopted him when he was like 2 years old. You know, usually when you adopt a kid, you adopt them to try and give him a better life, right? So they adopt him to give him a better life. This kid turns around and does this to his adoptive dad. He's only 11, and now he has a chance of going to prison, going to jail. Even if they stick him in juvenile, let's say even if they do stick him in juvenile from 12, let's say, to 18, and then he goes to regular prison. Even if they do that, I mean, still, it's like those ages of 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, especially for a boy, that's kind of the ages that kind of what molds you. Those ages right there. Yeah, and I just feel really bad. Man, yeah, it's got me really, really thinking on that one. Or like I said, I'm gonna do a video on that one, see what I can find on that one for you guys. I was thinking that was gonna be when you sent me that case, I thought it was gonna be something really old. That's what I was thinking. Nope, not at all. All right, let me get into this. Yeah, I feel really bad for him. Love said, I wonder if you could talk to the mother. I would love to. I would love to if she's willing to, you know, and hopefully she sees this because these live streams I still put out. And if you see this, I would love to talk with you. You know, I'm not going to judge or anything like that. I'm not going to talk bad about him or anybody, you know. I would love to just get a fair assessment of what you're thinking and how you feel.